Oponga. They save it for the big ones, Justin.
Yeah, we haven't seen it so far this season, and they have been saving it, you suspect, for this test match. As always, done with passion, done with pride. The stage is set.
Plenty of passion on both sides in the lead up to this game. One last huddle before the battle commences at Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. Man with the whistle, Luke Pearce of England, Jordan Way, Reuben Keane and Damon Murphy, all Australian supporting crew. And it will be the All Blacks to kick off. And as Greg Clark mentioned, in very warm conditions in Townsville. Away we go then. The 100th Test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks is underway in Townsville. And the Springboks in possession early.
Use South Africa, use it!
Coming for the left-footed Faf de Klerk. And there'll be a lot of high balls today, and Jordie Barrett couldn't quite get to it, but it falls nicely for now Bridge. Now Havili puts the little kick through. Chasing hard onto this is Rico Ioane, and cleared away nicely by Willie LaRue. And the All Blacks may look to go quickly. They do through Bridge. Gets it quickly up to the two Barrett boys. Jordie keeps it low, and waiting once more is Pollard. And from inside the 22, another towering punt downfield. Again, Jordie throws it quickly to brother Bowden, who stays inside the 22, keeps it really low. And it sits up for Nkosi. Slings it across the midfield for LaRue. A lot of kicking early. Nicely timed run by Barrett. Got the pass off. And the All Blacks have possession through George Bridge. Now the skipper, Savia, ripped off him by Blackadder. In the number 7 jersey, almost to halfway. Quickly to Perenara. Bowden Barrett. Havili goes wide. Taylor ranging out wide. The hooker, and the All Blacks look for quick ball. Perenara gets it away from Moody, and Moody for Retallick. Long opening sequence to the game.
Okay, now.
As Perenara again for Bowden Barrett, looking to spread it wide, but here's Jordie Barrett up the middle, just about got clear. Perenara again for Bowden Barrett, throws a wild pass, tidying up as Taylor does really well, busting out of tackles. Now Cody Taylor, can he link up? Jordan's there. Will Jordan, plenty of pace. Oh, Will Jordan scores. All Blacks in early.
Sensational All Blacks. South Africa had their opportunities. They didn't want to phase at all. Their intent was to kick. The All Blacks, once they found their mojo, felt their rhythm, started from Ethan Blackadder with a little pop pass. The pass from Barrett wasn't accurate, but Cody Taylor drifted his way across field, went inside one of the tight forwards. From there, looming up outside, as he always is, Will Jordan. Willie LaRue, brave effort and valiant, but you're never going to stop this guy with the hot shoes he's got at the moment.
Plenty of pace. Yeah. Will Jordan, 12th try in just his 9th test, and what a start for the All Blacks. Inside 3 minutes. Greg Clark sidelined.
Well, technically we just can't pick up Clarkie at the moment. Hopefully we'll rectify that shortly, but there's the intent. For me, straight off the kick-off, South Africa's first option was to kick from that very phase. It wasn't a bad kick. Forced the All Blacks to kick back to them, but from there, it was all about intent. South Africa only wanted to try and play territory. New Zealand, when they found some space and some room, they were all about counter-attack. Eventually, after time, it hurt the Springboks. They've learnt a harsh lesson if they're going to continue to play this way against a team that's prepared to open them up from all parts of the park.
Now to Jordie Barrett, and he has drilled it. So it's a converted try early on, and the All Blacks have the lead by 7-0. And Cody Taylor, what a great setup. Away we go again with the kickoff. Taken in by Bridge for the All Blacks. Perenara. Taylor, the man who set it up. Still inside the 22.
No, not yet. Okay,
now, TJ Perenara. Lobbing it towards the touchline. And it's still in there. Bridge has got it. No.
Still live.
The flag
Still
is
live.
up, so it will be
Thank you.
the first line out of the game.
New Zealand, gap, please. Hold the 10, both. Hold the 10. Hold the 10.
And Manami goes short. Now de Klerk away for Pollard. Here is Khaleesi. Into midfield goes Sia Khaleesi. Dragged back in strong tackling by the All Blacks. Now de Klerk again goes high. And Bridge angles under it. Oh, he's made a mistake. And it's a try. Try scored by Nkosi.
Wow, that is one of the most bizarre tries you will see. The line-out efficiency was really good. Quagga Smith at the front. Midfield, Khaleesi was strong over the advantage line, and from there, from the middle of the field, Faf de Klerk puts up a bomb that goes right into the middle of the 22. You hardly ever see this, but George Bridge, who was in position, didn't judge it. It was behind his right shoulder, and South Africa get themselves straight back into this test match off an All Blacks mistake in the backfield.
Wow, a try each inside 6 minutes of the game, and he simply didn't judge it, George Bridge, at all. TJ Perenara was tempted to touch it, but he would have been offside. And an easy try for Nkosi.
And you just wonder if that was a set-piece move that they had thought about, but in my mind, Nkosi was too far away. He wasn't even competing the kick. It went behind Bridge and was long. Bizarre.
Pollard not able to convert. So the All Blacks maintain their lead, but it's been cut to 2. Action aplenty in the first 10 minutes. Awkward for Bridge, looking back over his shoulder. And a gift try in the finish. Bowden Barrett then kicks off. Taken in by De Jager. Lud De Jager back in the Springbok team. Now de Klerk. Feeds it off for Etzebeth. All Blacks looking to get over the ball, and I think Blackadder might have done it. Took it away. And almost an intercept.
Nothing there.
Well, what great work by Ethan Blackadder.
He's in the number 7 shirt,
He's got
Ethan Blackadder.
So just a knock on, back we come.
Has the ability to adapt and adjust his role. Seen him
turnover was good.
play number 8 blindside. The balance of the loose forward trio will work themselves out because Ardie Savea can get over the ball as well. He's probably more of a natural side, open side flanker than anybody, but Blackadder there, he was on the ball. He's good, big, long-limbed player, so he's going to be hard to shift if he gets his accuracy right, and he did that time. Good to see that he's prepared to get over the ball and affect turnovers.
A look at the two benches there, both with plenty of power and players who will make an impact later in this game. But just 8 minutes gone in the test match.
Crouch!
7-5, a try apiece.
5. Take a route. Set. Okay, 9.
All Black scrum solid. Perenara rips it away. Away for Havili. Almost got past Khaleesi's tackle. And penalty against the All Blacks at the breakdown. Ball not released. Big part of the Springboks, Handré Pollard. 56th test match for him tonight.
New Zealand, only the ball carrier been sacked, okay? Only the ball carrier. Wait till he's on the deck.
Now Mbonambi
Hold the 10.
went short with the first one.
Closing the gap, Black. Closing.
Well, very quick free kick given by Luke Pearce. Springboks will either bang this high or opt for a scrum.
He looks set for a bomb here.
And it'll come down just out from the 22 and...
Straight across number 4, blocking him.
Well,
Yes,
Brodie
he did.
Retallick interfering
Number 4,
with some of the
number 4,
chasers.
blocking.
And it's a penalty.
Well, you're probably picking up on Luke Pearce, the referee's mic at home. That's 3 very technical warnings that the All Blacks received. The first one was for making sure they only sacked one player on the line out.
For the contest. You can't look over your shoulder and change lanes.
The second was for closing the gap in the line out, which resulted in this penalty. And then thirdly, making sure that you don't obstruct and get in the line of players trying to chase. And he's got Brodie Retallick there for something quite minuscule, if you ask me, but there was no player that was contesting the ball and wasn't in the vicinity, so they're on the back of some really harsh penalties early, the All Blacks, and a chance for Handré Pollard, who didn't hit his first conversion very well, to possibly put South Africa ahead after 10 minutes of this game.
So here he is, Pollard. No doubt about that one, though. Kicks the penalty goal, and the Springboks are now in front after 11 minutes in the game. Barrett from halfway. Again, it's Ludiaga who takes it in.
Okay, South Africa, use it!
Once again, the kick coming here from de Klerk. Jordie Barrett says, I'll have a go at this. Nicely timed run there by Mpimpi. And it's there on the All Black side for Perenara. Works it off to Barrett. Good charge here by Savia. Gets the All Blacks on the front foot immediately. Now Barrett. Taylor almost overran that. Managed to drag it in though. Perenara looks to his left for Moody. Joe Moody held up. Strong defence on him.
Don't react, thank you. You're ahead of the ball.
A third penalty goes against the All Blacks.
There's your mark. Guys on. No, thank you. Neither are you, 9. Ahead of the ball carrier, taken from the side. Post called.
Well, as we see, Handré Pollard lined this up. 2 very different mindsets here. South Africa looking to put pressure on with their kicking game. I have to say at the moment, after Klerk's kicking has been accurate, which has meant that the All Blacks haven't got a lot of time to launch their counter-attack. They are looking, however, once they get and secure that kick, to phase. South Africa's defence is coming up quick, particularly outside in. Khaleesi trying to cut off the outside channels where the All Blacks will see space, but it's just about being patient and getting the ball there.
Handré Pollard. And has landed that one as well. So 2 consecutive penalty goals by Handré Pollard, and the Boks lead 11-7. Barrett again claimed by Diaga. Held up on the 22.
South Africa, use it, taken in, 9.
Once again, here comes the kick. Again, Jordie Barrett waits. Dragged down on the tackle of Mapimpi, but it's there for Perenara. Change of tactics from Beauden Barrett. Just near the 22 and easily contained by Pollard.
It's very predictable, isn't it? And what I'm thinking in my mind is the All Blacks have seen how South Africa are wanting to play with Faf de Klerk kicking from those kickoffs. You should consider going the other side. It's harder for a left-footed kicker to kick back around and hook it across the ruck as a halfback. So kicking to the left is easier for Faf de Klerk to get better rhythm, and it's an easier kick from that side. I wonder if they consider it.
Scott Barrett wins the line out. Here's Jordan, the try scorer for the All Blacks. Ball is there for Perenara, and the All Blacks get their first penalty of the game. And this is certainly within Jordie Barrett's range.
Number 10, stop number 9.
Just a couple of metres on his own side of halfway. Not going to go for it though, so Beauden Barrett bangs it away downfield, and he's mistouched. No, he hasn't. A little bit lucky. It was very nearly dragged down by the Springboks, but now the All Blacks have a great attacking line-out.
Hold the 10, please. New Zealand, hold the 10.
Taylor throws, won by Blackadder.
Advantage, entry to the maul.
Playing advantage here. And it's a penalty to the All Blacks, as the Springboks tried to combat that rolling maul that the All Blacks were setting up.
Hit ahead of the ball carrier. You've got to hit the ball carrier or the lifters, not beyond. Hit the ball carrier or the lifter, not beyond. Not for me.
Just need to get their timing right, South Africa, which they didn't there. And they've turned down that opportunity, the All Blacks. Rugby there and Beauden Barrett had a very, very brief conversation, which
hold the 10, please.
Pretty much would have said, let's go again.
New Zealand.
Savia playing in at halfback, taken in by Blackadder. And his body's on the ground, so progress forward will be hard to make.
Okay, watch New Zealand.
Here's Taylor in the back. Perenara slings it across to Havili. And big defence in midfield again by the Boks. Now driven off the ball. Real aggression here from the Springboks. Etzebeth has it.
Okay, 9 South Africa.
And the All Blacks have been simply out-muscled there as de Klerk bangs it away. This time for Jordie, and then in fact it's Will Jordan, and not able to free the arm, and he threw it forward. And the Boks are pretty happy with the way they're going at the moment.
That's not how I saw it.
Well, they're pumping that left-hand touchline effectively. As I said, the kicking game from Faf de Klerk is very good. Kolisi got through on Perenara, didn't have an issue with that. I thought Delalendi also did a brilliant job defensively on Havili, and then got back to his feet, which forced the All Blacks into a compromised position at breakdown. They turned it over, and at the moment they are frustrating the All Blacks on that left-hand touch, not giving them any space and time off the back of a good kicking game.
Let's go sideline, Greg Clark.
Well, after that blistering start by the All Blacks, the Springbok coach, Jacques Nyanaba, really wanted some luck early on, and the try to Nkosi Nisbo was certainly the luck that they were hoping for. There's been a real momentum shift, not only on the field but in the crowd as well. So they're trying to outmuscle the All Blacks, and so far so good. But we all know that this All Black team can score from anywhere, can strike from anywhere. A couple of unlikely mistakes from the men in black, but a long way to go yet.
Australia, Argentina to follow at just after 10 o'clock tonight, New Zealand time. Injury break here for Frans Malherbe, being patched up. Interesting looking at the stats, Justin. Certainly the All Blacks have had the majority of possession.
Yeah, they certainly have. Tactical kicking has been very good. As I mentioned, from South Africa. I know what to expect now, though. Another noticeable thing is how quickly South Africa are moving forward defensively. I think when you saw that first try from the All Blacks, even though there was some times where they looked they were vulnerable, it was a bounce pass that led to Cody Taylor's break. If you stay patient against that sort of defence, they're coming up so hard and fast, it will eventually yield.
Beautiful stadium, home ground of the North Queensland Cowboys in the NRL, and hosting this historic test match. Taking a fair while here, but finally the job is done.
You're right in what you say as well. The stats are showing comprehensively the balance and the way that the game has gone, as this is going to be the second scrum nearly 18 minutes into the match. I think line-outs are plenty. South Africa are content with their kicking game to keep the ball in play and put pressure on the receivers, and then subsequently that receiving breakdown and try and cut space and time. Be interesting to see their tactics from this zone. Definitely Faf de Klerk can't kick from this area. Responsibility will be on Pollard, or even further if they decide to phase Billy Leroux a little bit wider.
Fine. Set.
Right, in it goes from de Klerk. Scrums are pretty even, but referee rules that the All Blacks went down first. It really wasn't going anywhere. So it's a penalty to the box. They're fourth in the game so far.
Okay, 10, we'll play and we'll wait for the line-up. Yeah, let's go.
It looked like Joe Moody was moving forward the loose head there to me, because tight head Malherbe conceded. Moody had nowhere to go but to ground. But I've seen that differently, and now a chance for the Springboks again to build some momentum and some pressure from a good part of the field.
Okay, just time off please for a second, Davo. Oh no, come on, let's get the game going. It's a fair shout. It's a fair boy. What's up? We all good?
We're not meant for five-man line-out so far in the Test match, South Africa, so there's something that they feel that they can use effectively. Looks like the same format again here.
It's a five-man. Hold the 10.
Mbonambi to throw. Retallack does really well. Gets up. Perenara gets it off to Blackadder. Charges over the 22. So the All Blacks win one against the throw. Now Barrett goes short.
Let go of the ball.
Avili. Perenara again works it off to Scott Barrett. De Klerk flying up in the defensive line. Smith over the ball. Now it's back for Beauden Barrett to clear away down towards halfway. And that was an important steal by the All Blacks.
Sometimes you can't see the full picture in terms of the aggressive line speed, but I think it was very evident there how quickly Faf de Klerk, and then secondly on Beauden Barrett, even though he's managed to execute a great kick, how quickly the Springboks are coming up. They are really rifling off the line.
Come on, South Africa, let's go.
Springboks in no hurry. As Mbanambi. This time Vermeulen brings it in.
Hold back, 9.
Mbanambi has it trapped in the back, but no progress yet. In fact, going backwards, and here goes the hooker. Goes for a bit of a burst. Taken from behind, and a good tackle by Taylor. De Klerk shovels it out wide. Gets it off to Mpimpi. And the Springboks set it once more through Faf de Klerk. Now here once more is Mbanambi. 10-metre line right there. Another kick.
Too far.
Yeah, miles too far, and easily taken by Jordie Barrett. Well, it's the first thought. What can I do with the ball?
Let's go then, boys. Let's go.
I can kick it. Oh, not a good kick. So the All Blacks putting pressure on themselves. Now Pollard's high kick. Chasing it after the ball. Beautiful work by Jordie Barrett. Got his pass off to his brother Scott. Scott showing good pace. Now he gets it off to Taylor. To the 22 go the All Blacks. Might have been turned over by Deolende. And the referee blows the whistle. Great work again by Damien Deolende.
Oh, it was. Great interchange at the back between Jordie Barrett, who got up, secured the ball, he gave it to Scott Barrett, had Cody Taylor looming out off his shoulder, and then Deolende really good over the ball, affected the turnover.
Apologies.
Again,
Inside.
it goes to show the All Blacks, if they just stay patient and they get momentum onto the ball, there is some fracture in that chase of the Springboks. They've opened them up a few times on counter-attack. Effectively just need to keep that in their mind, that if they stay calm, those opportunities will continue to grow.
Fine.
Certainly living up to its billing after 23 minutes. Springboks ahead.
Number 1.
And the whistle's gone
Removing
again.
your feet before the ball. Number 1.
This time it's a
Option,
free
please.
kick.
Yeah, you're inside the 22.
Oh, that's moving your
Stationary
feet
scrum,
before the
number
ball.
1.
Which to me is just jockeying for position to get set. It's
Okay,
quite
Tam.
pedantic. However, he's obviously trying to stamp a mark on this early, as Luke Pearce. The All Blacks on the receiving end at the moment need to get their discipline right. It is costing them at the moment in terms of letting South Africa off the hook quite a lot from this part of the field.
So it will be an All Black throw with Cody Taylor.
Hold his head, please, 9.
Taken in by Scott Barrett, and he was taken in the air. And so the All Blacks earn themselves a penalty. And the penalties at the moment coming thick and fast. So the All Blacks now can launch from around about the 22. Still enjoying 71% possession in the game.
Well, they've shortened their line out this time. Looks like a 4-man. We'll have Akira Ioane in the midfield. They've used this launch quite a lot.
So Taylor lobs it in, won by Retallick. Perenara, Havili, oh, just held on and no more. In fact, he's still trying to hang on. And Perenara doing a really good job. But the Springboks have turned this over with David Havili not able to control it. Here's Etzebeth.
Okay, then 9. Use it, please.
As the Springboks now look for an exit. As de Klerk bangs it up. Not a great deal of distance on the kick. And it's gone straight through the arms of George Bridge. Wow,
a little inexcusable, really, from the All Blacks. Strike move. They know the rhythm well, and they didn't get the execution right. The delivery was good down to Perenara, but between him and Havili, it broke down. Quagga Smith was over the ball, and again a turnover in a wrong zone.
Come on, let's go, please.
Mbonambi finding Etzebeth. Tried and true combination, that one.
Hold 9. Okay, once.
All Blacks doing really well here, keeping nice and low
Inside 5.
and not conceding as Mbonambi runs into Moody, and there it is for de Klerk. Works it across for Smith, taken down by his opposite, Blackadder. Now de Klerk needs his troops away to the right. Off it goes to Inyakani.
South Africa, use it. Onside, please.
Here comes another kick from Faf de Klerk. Real commitment from Jordie Barrett, and it's there and controlled finally by Perenara. So now Bridge has to go in and play at halfback. Swings it off for Laulala, beats the first tackle, but the ball's gone loose, and the All Blacks have lost control of this. Malherbe.
Okay.
So another turnover as Quagga Smith makes a little run. Now the skipper, Khaleesi.
Okay, advantage now over.
Advantage is gone as Pollard bangs it away downfield, and he's completely overdone this. And the All Blacks can either take it back for a scrum or take the 22.
Well, that's not pretty to watch. It really isn't. You know, off a turnover and you're that lost for ideas that you kick it dead from that zone is not great thinking on Handré Pollard. He's a better player than that and a more positive player. On the flip side, the All Blacks are struggling at the back. I've not seen the likes of Jordie Barrett, George Bridge,
Just stay up, just wait for left.
in particular, that are being targeted under that much pressure that they're not quite getting their timing right. Faf de Klerk's kicking game is accurate, and at this point and stage of the game, the Springboks will persevere because they're getting enough change out of it. She might bring you in, Clarkie. Is there any real wind that the All Blacks are trying to deal with it, that not coping with that high ball?
Well, this new stadium in Townsville is open at one end, and that's because it can get very warm here, and I think the fans in particular enjoy the afternoon breeze, but it could be the time of day. The lights are starting to take over a little bit as the sun sets, but no real wind to contend with that we can feel sideline. It's just not surprising that the All Blacks are dominating possession, because the Springboks, as you know, as you've been saying all along, the default play is to kick whenever possible, so they don't mind giving the ball away, and the All Blacks are just making the mistake, and that's exactly what they wanted. We knew that the Springboks would be better this week. They've been out of touch against the Australians in recent weeks. They've been gearing up for this one, like the rest of the rugby world, and I think the All Blacks have just got to play the territory game and remain patient. We know what they're capable of. You can have a look at the stats. 89% of the All Blacks points going into this match have come from tries and conversions. The Springboks, 49% of their points have been coming from penalty goals. So that says it all, really.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in the first half. As Perenara works it away for Barrett. He's in a fair bit of space. Finds Havili. Now Ioane. Bridge. George Bridge to the 22. Perenara wants to get rid of it quickly. Does so. Laid back there. Now Perenara once more. Moody. Held up near the 22. Perenara again. Swings it away for Beauden Barrett. Across for Retallick. Delays the pass and keeps it going. Perenara. Laulala, the big man, straight up the middle. Perenara again, playing under a penalty advantage. Barrett decides to kick. Jordie Barrett's out wide, pops it back in field. Ioane can't hang on though. No knock-on called at this stage.
No
And
advantage coming here.
he's going back
Mark's
for
way back
the
over.
original penalty.
Really good set piece from the All Blacks. Jordie Barrett moving from the right to the left. The timing between him and Perenara was very good, which enabled him to just grab a hold of a couple of defenders, which set David Havili away. Contest in the air was a legitimate one. Pollard had eyes for the ball, haven't got a problem with that. He couldn't get it back to Akira Ioane on the inside. Probably at one stage, the All Blacks, they had Mbonambi as the second to last defender. They had two players outside, but they, again, Mbonambi stepped up into the space, so they just couldn't find those two players that were free, and that's what it's going to be like all day. Eventually that space will become free. You've just got to have the patience, as Greg Clark was saying prior to that scrum, to wait until your opportunities present themselves and then take them.
Jordie Barrett bangs it through, kicks the penalty goal, and the Springboks lead is now just one with 8 minutes remaining in the first half.
Yeah, we're going to go. Let's go.
Back to halfway with Handré Pollard. Oh, he's overdone this. Pushed it too far. So a fundamental mistake by the experienced Handré Pollard, and the All Blacks have opted to take a scrum on halfway.
And another good chance for them to set themselves. The key decision makers will talk about how they were able to open the Springboks up from a very similar scrum, just slightly deeper before. They'll have 2 to 3 different options off that. One will be Barrett going to the right, another will be to miss Havili, possibly out the back to fullback.
Correct, yeah.
If they can get the platform again, they probably have the ability just to catch the Springboks.
Okay.
A little bit tight on the scrum. Massive contest going on between Herbert and Joe Moody. Tight head for South Africa, loose head for New Zealand. If that can stay stable, we can see some razzle-dazzle from the backs.
Fine. Set.
So in it goes. Perenara drags it out. Quickly Havili, inside pass. Controlled in the end by Jordie Barrett. Perenara swings it away. Here's an offside against de Klerk. So another penalty advantage for the All Blacks as Perenara. Off it goes for Havili. Almost got the arms free. Savia breaks the first tackle. But the penalty advantage. And this is once again kickable. Although Jordie Barrett has made a quick decision by the look of it.
What's the call, lads? Yep.
So not for the first time in the game. The All Blacks have passed up the opportunity to take 3.
I think South Africa are defending them all quite well. They have some big men up front in particular. Etzebeth knows what he's doing. He's been in big games before. I just wonder whether or not they think about appeal. A slight variation. Look set to drive and bounce out. Cody Taylor's always good at doing that. Also, so is Savia.
Taylor's throw is good. Blackadder wins it. Oh, pops off a couple of heads.
Knocked on first, just off number 4's
And
hand.
it didn't work, although the Springboks knocked it on. So the All Blacks dodged that
Just
bullet.
a little knock on, number 4 trying to go through.
Are really closing that space though. They did look for a shift. So the jumper went up, he looked to shift it across. So they were trying something a little less predictable to try and catch that Springbok defence out. Didn't execute properly, but they still have an opportunity now to launch from scrum.
Time off.
Another player down.
I know you're the expert.
So attention here for Trevor Inyakani, the man playing in his 50th Test match for the Springboks. And they've got some real power to come off the bench as well. When you look at the likes of Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, all magnificent players in their own right.
Absolutely, they are. And that's a very good front row that the Springboks have at the moment.
Okay, let's go then.
Weapons that the All Blacks have that not a lot of people see when they're scoring tries are plenty in the back line or all over the park, is how dominant they can be up front and how good their scrum is at the moment. They're getting parity, but on the wrong side of a few penalties, and it goes to show how very good that Springbok front row is and that pack. And in reality, it's all 8 that are really putting the All Blacks under pressure.
Bind. Set.
Inside 5 minutes remaining in the half. All Blacks trying to put some heat on the scrum.
9.
Now Perenara works it away for Havili. Barrett, oh, knocked down. Boy, I reckon this could be yellow.
Demo, give me a quick look.
Gotcha, mate. Just going to have a check for you now.
Hang on. That could have been very nasty.
It will be yellow simply because
Demo,
he's put his hand out.
Of course. I've definitely got a clear knock on. I want to see this deliberate, please.
Yep, and the
Bring up
thing
angles for you now.
Thanks.
that makes it very clear for me was Will Jordan was in a massive amount of space. He was a transition runner coming from the right with depth. If the pass goes to him, it's not inevitable, but there was a very likely prospect that the All Blacks were going to open the Springboks up big time, which makes it even worse for the defender. There's Jordan, and he's a mountain of space.
So Damo,
and so is Jordie Barrett.
I'll have a discussion once all the replays are up, mate. Just hold on.
Absolutely no
Damo,
hope of regaining
can we now
that.
get the wide angle to show me the replay?
Just a pure knockdown.
Deliberate knock on. It's a penalty at the moment. I want to see if it's any more than a penalty.
Yeah, correct, mate. I'm going to bring the wide angle up for you shortly.
Yeah. So he takes the risk. He doesn't regather it. So we're on penalty. Wide shot to see if it's any more than that, please. Can you two talk to each other, then I can have a look at this, okay?
He has legitimately, he has put his hand out.
Let's have a look again, mate.
Watch his right arm here, he sticks it out, it knocks the ball down. Those players are in space. They've got George Bridge on the outside as well. 3-on-1 on Billy
We do have an
LaRue.
overlap on numbers on New Zealand. There is a defender there, so it's definitely not a penalty try, because we can't be certain that a probable try would have been scored. It's deliberate, there's an overlap, it prevents an opportunity. To me, that's a yellow card. Are you in agreement?
Agree, mate.
Thanks. It's not a penalty try, because they did have cover. Thanks.
Definitely a yellow card. I can't agree with him that they did have cover. I think that was creating a 3-on-1. Billy LaRue was the last defender because that's the right winger, so he's the second last defender. So where's the cover coming from? I'm not sure. However, it was certainly a yellow card.
So Nkosi, who scored the try early for the Springboks, will spend 10 minutes in the bin and won't come back until around about 4 or 5 minutes into the second half. In the meantime, Jordie Barrett put the All Blacks back in front.
I guess what I'm saying in a nutshell is they're very fortunate not to have both a yellow card and a penalty try.
Julie picks up the 3 points, and the All Blacks regain the lead with 4 minutes remaining until halftime. Pollard from halfway. Down as far as Bridge, off for Havili. Driven down in a good, strong tackle by Diaga. Perenara. Laulala. Haven't seen much so far of Akira Ioane in this game. takes it into contact.
Hold in front now, please. Hold.
Now
hold.
Jordie Barrett
Good.
dribbles
9.
the ball into touch.
9. If you dummy it again, it's a free kick.
Interestingly, so far the Springboks, apart from one line out, every single one has been a 5-man, but apart from one line out, which they went into the midfield with Kolisi, they've driven the 5-man line outs. What if they stay with that tactic?
Message delivered, and Bongi Mbanambi to throw. Diaga pulls it in. Bodies all over the place, so it won't go anywhere. Now de Klerk away for D'Alende. Good tackle on him by Blackadder. De Klerk again. Drop kick, no, it's a high kick. Barrett waits and claims it easily on this occasion. Not finding the line, Jordie Barrett. Down for Billy LaRue. Again, it's Barrett coming forward, gaining in confidence. And the ball comes out the wrong way. And there was no release from Smith, Quagga Smith. And the All Blacks get a penalty.
Both arms, please.
And, well, they could launch from a line out inside the 22. So one last chance in this first half.
I hope the All Blacks' confidence hasn't been knocked by the execution they got wrong between Perenara and Havili. If you remember earlier, I certainly think that they should be phasing off this, not driving.
Taylor throws. Oh, it's untidy. Scott Barrett beaten to it. Now Pollard decides to run it back at the All Blacks.
Okay, South Africa.
With just over a minute until half-time, the Springboks will be keen to kill the clock here. So de Klerk from inside the 22, he can look towards the touchline, and he does just that.
It's a good kick. Great turnover. They competed, won the contest in the air, and then on the ground from the loose ball, Buff de Klerk with all his experience, excellent kick.
All Blacks go quickly. Here's Will Jordan. Into the last minute of the first half. Perenara. Drop cold by Ioane. Ball comes right here for Mapimpi. And the Springboks have the ball right near half-time.
No advantage. The turnover's...
No advantage there.
The turnover's good, but there is no advantage. Back to the scrum.
And so going back for the knock-on. Akira Ioane, who just dropped it cold.
You'd certainly think that words to the effect of discipline.
Okay, let's go.
See the handling errors, which is quite appropriate, which is exactly what I was about to talk about. Turnovers is 7 to the All Blacks and only 4 to South Africa. Then you combine that with the penalties at important times as well. Some of the handling errors have been when they have been in good zones. You would think that the strong messaging in the shed is to rectify all of those errors.
Bind. Set.
All Blacks trying to get some pressure onto the scrum. De Klerk away for LaRue. Hooking it back in midfield again. It's Jordie Barrett. Looking more and more assured under the high ball as Perenara swings it away for Beauden Barrett. Now the wide pass goes to Taylor. The All Blacks want to keep playing, even though the siren has already sounded. Perenara for Beauden Barrett once more. Dragged in by Laulala. Springboks over it, trying to turn it over. Perenara wants it. Jordie Barrett again. And there's a forward pass in there. And that is it. Half-time has been called by the referee at Country Bank Stadium in Townsville. And it's been a titanic struggle in the first half. And the All Blacks lead at the break by 13 points to 11. 13-11 at half-time to the All Blacks. Let's hear from assistant coach John Plumtree with Greg Clark.
John, you have the lead, but some frustrating, some tough moments in the first half. So what do you need to work on?
Yeah, we expected this. You know, it's not the tempo that we want to play at, but we're, in fairness, we're not helping ourselves. You know, we're a little bit slow to some of the breakdowns. We're not getting our game going. So, yeah, if we can do that in the second half, I think we'll be okay.
All the best.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
There we are, the thoughts of John Plumtree. A fairly frustrating first half for the All Blacks, but they do have the lead, and the Springboks, remember, do have a player in the bin for the next 4 minutes or so.
Yeah, thanks. Time you run, please, South Africa.
Right, whistle blows, away we go. Second half of the 100th Test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks. Taken down by Scott Barrett. Akira Ioane as the All Blacks set up a drive. Perenara looks to go blindside. No room there at all for Bridge. So now Perenara works it away for Laulala. Just under 3 minutes until the Springboks get Nkosi back. As Perenara testing Vermeulen and the big number 8. Trying to hold Bridge at arm's length. He does well though, does George Bridge. And they win the penalty too, the All Blacks.
Number 11 off feet. Number 11. If he just drops on you, he's got to try and reload.
Vermeulen did his job.
Yeah.
But Mapimpi, he just lay over the ball without being on his feet, which you're unable to do. So an opportunity for the All Blacks to find some territory and get something going off line out. It's been negated so far in this Test match. They haven't been able to get much going from there. They would have spoken about that at half-time. Retallick was saying a lot. Let's see if they come out tactically slightly different in the second half.
Good attacking line out here for Cody Taylor. Dragged down by Retallick. And the Springboks driving them towards the touchline, but the All Blacks have straightened it nicely. Now Perenara slings it away for Havili. Doesn't offload, now he does. Pops it up for Perenara. Now Scott Barrett as they march down towards the line, and they gain another penalty. And they may well take the 3 here.
He's in the road, number 3.
So Luke Pearce, 2 quick penalties against the Springboks to start the second half. And the All Blacks want to try and cash in.
They do. They look like they're more set on phasing, of trying to keep the ball in hand. Malcolm Marks, who's very good on the ball, he's on the field now for Mbonambi. So they're going to have to be aware of getting him out of the ruck and clearing him, because he can get turnovers.
Taylor's throw. Oh, well won by Diaga.
Turnover's good.
Ball turned over though, and here goes Ioane. Ball pops up for Perenara. He's got the big man off, been knocked on by Laulala. Those mistakes continue.
Knock on.
Straightforward pass has been knocked on, and the opportunity has been lost against 14 men.
Onside.
And the Boks will be back to full complement very shortly.
Well, it was Scott Barrett, I'm sure, that managed to get the turnover off the breakdown. From there, the All Blacks went close with Ioane, but again, patience lets them down.
This time the All Blacks win their own ball. Perenara got an offside here against the Springboks. Here goes Akira Ioane. Orders there once again for Laulala. Stung, no doubt, by losing that ball.
Easy, relax.
There's still a penalty. for the All Blacks.
Excuse me, hold on. Your turnover's fine, maybe we're back to the advantage. Number 5, offside the line-out.
Oh, this will be interesting because they turned down a very kickable 3, and the fluid nature of the All Black line-out is not what it is. They got that right and managed to milk a penalty. But Ardie Savea and the key decision makers feel that perseverance is the way forward. So interesting to see in this zone here, like they were before, South Africa are prepared to compete. So Taylor, lifters, jumpers, caller need to get it perfectly right, because South Africa, they show intent to get up.
Taylor throws again, Blackadder drags it in, being shown the touchline, but they've kept it straight again. Savea himself, and just out near the corner, and that is a victory for the Springboks.
Line out 5.
Well, there's a point, isn't there, between ambition, positivity, but also winning a test match. And the All Blacks at the moment guilty of turning down points and going to an area where South Africa have shown all afternoon and continue to show in the second half. They're not prepared to take a backward step, and they're actually winning the battle. The All Blacks may have to have a mind shift very quickly on what they are doing in this zone in terms of choosing line-outs over kickable points.
Malcolm Marx, new man on the field, lobs it in. De Jager wins it. De Klerk away for Smith. Takes it outside the 5-metre line.
Okay, South Africa.
Now De Klerk
in front.
lobs it away downfield and safely into touch. It's a bad throw. Marx is able to free it up for Khaleesi. Good run by Sia Khaleesi. Blackadder tries to get over the ball, can't though. Now De Klerk away for Kitsoff. So another new man on the park for the Boks.
South Africa, use it. Hold on,
De Klerk. This one coming down just short of halfway. And Bridge not able to get to it. Marx instead. He's got a knock on here against the All Blacks. As De Klerk works it away for Quagga Smith.
No, I understand, but it's your penalty. Number 1 was offside first.
So it's yet another penalty.
Number 1 offside.
So it looks like Clarkie, the Springboks decided to make some changes straight out of the sheds. So tactically they run those players into the ground and made the changes at the halftime break.
Yeah, a little earlier this week for Marx and also Kitsoff, so that's an indication that you know, there is a ding-dong battle up front, and we're going to a couple of big guns early in the game. But as we heard from John Plumtree, I don't think there's any panic in the All Black situation, but the Springboks certainly did manage that period with Nkosi in the bin very well indeed. So good position here now for the Springboks. They need a good start to this second half.
Marx throws. De Jager. Now Pollard goes wide, almost an intercept, but Khaleesi has it. Again the kick. And the Springboks are onto this. And it's been snapped up by Laulala. And that's a head-high tackle by Quagga Smith. So the All Blacks, who had a knock-on advantage anyway, have now got a penalty.
I'm the one slowing it down, not them here. High tackle, number 7.
A similar tactic, and what was really interesting there was Lou De Jager was one of the chasers. So off the Khaleesi charge, in fact, there was Etzebeth who was up there along with Mpimpi. So it's something tactically, when they get to that midfield, there must be a call of some sort for Faf de Klerk. Either he makes it or the chasing players do, and they all just enter into the middle of that 22 to try and contest it and make something happen, which they did in the first half.
A couple of wobbly lineouts for the All Blacks in recent times, but Blackadder wins this one. Now Perenara away for Beauden Barrett. Quick for Jordie Barrett. He's put it on the deck. And the All Blacks continue to make mistakes. He was in some sort of gap.
So tactically, I wonder what the Springboks mindset. See a Khaleesi as a captain's mindset is like from this zone. It's a scrum right out front. Their scrum's been very good. They got kits off, marks on the field. I wonder if they tried it here. Look for a scrum penalty to get the 3 points to get them ahead. They haven't shown a lot of ambition in terms of attack so far in this game.
Stay left of the mark, please.
And their scrum has been very good today.
Come on, let's bind up. Let's get the scrum going. Stay left. Stay left. Crouch. Bind. Set. Okay, 9, think about it.
Two evenly matched scrums. So de Klerk gets it wide for Billy LaRue. Now it's Deolende. Takes it almost to the 22. As de Klerk goes for a little scamper, throws a loose pass. And the All Blacks will take a scrum. In terms of skill execution, Justin, it's been disappointing from both teams.
Well, it has. Well, the Springboks are reluctant to pass the ball at all. So in the first half, statistically, the All Blacks passed it 77 times. South Africa only 18. And they only managed to piece 22 rucks together, 30 rucks together, I should say. So they didn't want to pass the ball, and there was only 86 tackles in the first half. Now, usually in a half of rugby, one team would nearly make that many. So it goes to show you tactically how this game is being played. And then you combine that with the errors. Yes, it's been very stop-start.
All Black scrum. Perenara. They've got a penalty advantage too, and away goes Will Jordan. Makes a half break. Perenara wants to get rid of it smartly, does so. Beauden Barrett in a bit of space. Now he finds Bridge in a Haper space. Takes it down almost to the 10-metre line. And he said away 7.
Everyone just relax a second. Lads, there's no advantage back to the scrum penalty here.
Oh, I was hoping he wasn't going to do that.
You're fine now.
Because that's all the way back in the 22.
I'd really appreciate if you don't yell at me, mate. No, you were talking to me, I think. Okay, back we come.
And
no
that's,
advantage, scrum penalty.
That's advantage over to me. The All Blacks have made 50 metres there. Nice from Will Jordan. The recycle was good. They got Bridge into space. They weren't accurate enough at a breakdown, or there was an offence at the breakdown. But to go all the way back to the 22 is probably a bit over the top, I think.
Well, he told Quagga Smith to get out of it, and he didn't.
I think Quagga Smith was okay. I certainly think, and he did say that, but I think it was Mapimpi that was the player that enabled Quagga Smith to get over the ball because he hadn't rolled from the tackle. So, yeah, technically somewhere in there, this probably the All Blacks should have got a penalty. Yeah. Is what we're both trying to say, are we? Somehow.
Well, much better kick from Beauden Barrett. So the All Blacks again swing back onto attack. Won by Blackadder. Delivered to Perenara. Now Beauden Barrett away for Ioane. There's Jordan in space. Oh, he's thrown it straight to Billy LaRue. And the Springboks have it back. Just when it looked as the All Blacks were damaging the Springbok line.
Okay, South Africa, use it, please.
Now,
hold him, mate. Don't hold him.
Faf de Klerk to make another kick. The inevitable kick, and away it goes. Ridge couldn't hang on, knocked it on. And away goes Smith, good strong run. Ball ripped out of his grasp by Havili. So no advantage there, and it'll be Springbok ball.
It'll be getting frustrating for the All Blacks.
Yeah, Collins wanted to hit, and then he's forward.
Because they are finding holes, but they're not then able
So
just to execute that.
It went in 5, so the line out's over, so they can all come
Second
up.
to last or last
Yes.
pass, as we
I
saw
thought
with
it
the
did
Jordan
anyway.
break there. You can see that earlier in the game that
That's why I let everyone
the way
come.
South Africa defend, they'll always take that space. And what I mean by that is, as a defender, if you're compromised and there's an overlap,
Number 4, so that's
some defensive teams will sit back and wait and hold and allow the touchline to be their friend. South African
if I got it
defenders,
wrong,
they
I
come
got
up
it wrong.
fast and hard, and they'll get in that space where you want to pass. And that's where you've got to be incredibly accurate with the pass or incredibly patient. At the All Blacks moments in this game where that's been pivotal, they've been getting it wrong.
Let's find up then. Let's go. Please.
So Etzebeth departs, having done a pretty good job for 54 minutes. Franco Mostert, another experienced international player.
Stay left.
47th Test match.
Impressed with Etzebeth. He was good in the lineouts, he competed, he won a couple of turnovers,
Crouch.
tackled hard. Typical tough performance from
Fine.
Iban Etzebeth. Mostert will give just as good. He's a quality player.
Just on halfway with de Klerk.
Okay, 9.
Now delivers for Leroux. Awful pass. Snapped up here by Lekanyaram. First time I think I mentioned him in the whole game. The centre 3/4. Now de Klerk. Away for De Jager. Driven back in a good tackle by Akira Ioane. Here comes another kick from de Klerk. Jordie Barrett says, I'll go with this one. Thought he lost it, I think, in the maybe the light switch are coming on. And it's fallen loose. Now Pollard rips it across. Chance out wide for Nkosi. Quarters there for de Klerk. De Jager takes it hard into contact. Now Pollard works it away for Vermeulen. Away for Leroux. Now arm once more. Touching the ball twice in a couple of minutes. And
It's not necessary. You pushed him over after he passed the ball.
got a penalty for a push. Well, that's never happened in rugby before.
You'll see in a second. You'll see in a second.
Well, they'll bank the 3 here, South Africa.
9 passed the ball, and then he was shoved over
There's the
unnecessarily.
last 5
Close
penalties
ball.
on the bounce. I just wonder whether or not, if we take our mind back, will we see the push? No, that's the turnover that made the referee go back to the penalty because he felt that Rieko Ioane was over the ball, so he had to go back. The attack out on the right-hand side. Not quite sure where the push is, but he's found it somewhere. But as I was about to say, keep an eye on this at home, but when I've been watching the kicking from Faf de Klerk, the All Blacks look like they're getting a lot of players around that zone, and I think they're just in the way of the player coming forward, trying to take command of the air. Maybe they have to rethink that.
Pollard to put the Springboks back in front, and he does. So 14-13 with 17 gone in the second half. All Blacks starting to make changes, Clarkie.
Indeed. Carl Tuanuku-Ape, Alpha Tuanga-Fasi, and also Damien McKenzie out there. And I believe he's out there for Will Jordan. I imagine that they're going to see Jordie Barrett maybe move to the wing.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. Damien McKenzie on the field, skirting back towards the wing at the moment, as we can see, as the high kick goes in from to Clerk. And again, Jordie Barrett claims it. Perenara goes wide for Akira Ioane. Perenara for Scott Barrett. Looking to turn it back in field, but hangs on to it. Now Beauden Barrett for Retallick. Good clean out there. McKenzie looking to weave some of his magic. Jordie Barrett, boy, the Springboks coming up quickly and sure and steadfast on the tackle. Scott Barrett, right in centre field. It's Perenara away for Havili. Now Rieko Ioane. It's there again for TJ Perenara, quick hands. Flag goes for Bridge out on the left wing. All Blacks trying to put some pace into the game. Tuangafasi for Scott Barrett. Springboks offside. Perenara. Bridge in the action again. And they'll go back for the penalty. And surely now the All Blacks will take the 3.
That was slightly better from the All Blacks. The other way to get your way through aggressive, fast defence and to get that fracture that you're after so you can get some rhythm and some quick ball is to offload in the tackle. A couple of offloads in the tackle there just created a bit of momentum and a bit of space.
Jordie Barrett, 2 penalties and a conversion so far tonight. This to regain the lead with 20 minutes remaining. No problem at all. 16-14 to the All Blacks.
This is classic traditional All Black Springbok test match. Both teams tactically working their way through it. You get the sense something's got to give at some stage soon.
Pollard kicks off. Again, close to the touchline. All Blacks do control it in the end. Akira Ioane brings it in. Perenara swings it off to Tuangafasi. All Blacks replacing both prop forwards. From inside the 22, Beauden Barrett down the middle for LaRue. Now the kick and chase from the box. Beauden Barrett, big contest. And Vermeulen might be in a bit of trouble here, although he looked as though he was contesting the ball.
At the moment. Let me just my TMO do some work in the background. Damo, just the penalty. Do you want me to have another look?
I think his timing was fine. I think he left.
Just a penalty, mate.
I think he left his feet at the same time.
You're going for the ball, but
as Beauden Barrett.
Contact, so it's just a penalty.
Yeah.
Who's right? No, it isn't.
Mate, this isn't the time for a conversation now. It's a penalty, and I'll come back to you, but this isn't the time. Penalty. Yeah, but he's going for the ball. We've confirmed it. We're just on penalty. Okay, water off, please.
The way they'll interpret the law there, which TMO Damon Murphy did say to Luke Pearce, is
no review.
He said that it's just a penalty. Vermeulen contested the ball legitimately. The only thing he did get wrong was while he was up, he made contact with his opponent, who did eventually come down with the ball, which meant that he landed awkwardly.
Yes, it is, yeah.
To the letter of the law, that's right, and I can understand Vermeulen's frustrations. He thought he was in a contest, but you've just got to be really accurate in that zone.
Cody Taylor clarifies the call. And Blackadder wins it. He's won a few at the front of that line out tonight. Scott Barrett drops to the back. All Blacks have got a little bit of a way on here. But now they're going to have to think about delivering it, but this is good. They've gone 10 metres. Perenara. Now he gets it. Havili knocks it down. Wasn't a good pass. Too high. And all the hard work comes to nothing.
The execution again is not there, but for me, part of the problem is the zone. That's the congestion zone for the All Blacks, and they seem very persistent in wanting to go there. And at the moment, because Havili and co are getting the ball at the same time as they're getting a defender, it's making it really difficult to execute. I think they have to look slightly wider than that 5 to 7 metres zone from the ruck. Cody Taylor's afternoon is done. Great break for the first try to Will Jordan. Samasoni Taukiaho replaces him, who's in excellent form as well.
Looks like France Malherbe's day is done, so that will mean Vincent Koch, the blonde-headed prop, will be on. There he is on the far side of the scrum.
Thanks. Okay, let's bind up then.
So both front rows totally revamped. Bogger Smith, he's been good today, so he's finished. No doubt Marco van Staden is on there. Springbok looking to get a bit of way on here, but the All Blacks, oh, you reckon? Only one team going forward there.
Push straight, not across the scrum, number 18. Yeah, well, if we go touch, we'll stop at the line if we need it. Is it nasty, actually? Is it bad? Time off, please. Hang on, mate, it might be serious here. Just have a second.
So there's a Springbok player down here. Malcolm Marks.
Take time, time's off.
Let's go sideline. Greg Clark.
Well, Lisbo, crucial time of the match, obviously 16 points to 14. I still like the All Blacks' intent. Yeah, the execution hasn't been what we expect from them and what we've seen from them in the Rugby Championship so far, but as long as they just continue that intent and don't get too impatient, the gaps might come late in the game. Still some changes to be made on the bench. I did notice that Patrick Tuapolotu is warming up as well. So expect both the coaches to well and truly empty the bench because it's been pretty hectic out there. TJ Perenara, his night is over as well. His 74th Test match. So a change to scrum half there. So Brad Weber makes his way up. And Scott Barrett coming from the field.
Okay, so big changes with 15 minutes left in this test. And Pollard gets good distance on this penalty kick. The All Blacks can't keep it in. And now the Springboks have a good launching pad. So, Marks to throw. Will the All Blacks put somebody up? No, they don't. Vermeulen takes it, unimpeded. Oh, they've collapsed this too, the All Blacks. So they're in trouble with the referee as Van Staden goes ahead. Now to Clerk, run down by Carl Tu'unukuafi.
Over here for not tapping the ball carry or here for offside.
Well, they've got two penalties, two options here.
I suggest they'll probably take the closest one to the post and bang over three, knowing Sia Kolesi. and probably the Springboks mindset of this evening.
Number 4, tackle the ball carrier, not the supporters.
I certainly think this is not the type of arm wrestle that the All Blacks want to enter into with the Springboks in the remaining 14 minutes of this match, because they've not got any flow. They're out of rhythm, and the Springboks are very disciplined at this game plan. They know where their strengths lie and how they want to play it. The All Blacks need to adapt and change and adjust.
Here's Pollard's kick. Straight through it goes. And the Springboks lead by 1 with 13 minutes left in the game. Barrett with the restart. Kenzie gets down there in a hurry. No, in fact, it's Brad Weber.
Yeah. Same as number 8's penalty down here. Not in a position to contest. Tackled in the air. Okay, let's go then, 10.
Yeah, I think the other side of it is because what they're trying to do out there, the All Blacks, is simply not working for them. When you look at how ruthless they usually are with the ball, a big part of that statistically is the turnovers they've conceded. They're on 18 turnovers to only 6 for South Africa. There's 12 handling errors in that, and that's very unlike the rhythm they usually have. I think part of that is the zone they're trying to attack, and also their persistence at trying to take the Springboks on in areas where they're very strong. Surely the messaging will work. Delalende's night is over.
Mark's throws. Lineouts worked well all night. Taken down by Ludiaga.
Okay, through the mark.
Marks hangs on. Still going. Now they get something going.
That's once 9.
Now to Clegg. Again the high kick. Oh, All Blacks weren't sure who was going to take it.
16, you're offside.
Oh boy, they're a bit lucky there. Mackenzie and Jordie Barrett were debating who was going to take it.
10 must move backwards, not forwards.
Barrett's kick is a good one, a very good one.
Okay. Messaging. Has it found the mark?
Tokiaho with the throw. Goes to Retallick. Off the top, Weber. Bowden Barrett. Backhands again, the hands let them down. And the ball's been lost. Playing a advantage here for the Springboks. Now, oh, he's let that one.
No, he's gone back. He's gone
back, yeah.
No, he hadn't called advantage over.
2 knock-ons.
Well, that's that pass right on the tackle line again. And with the humid conditions, a slightly greasy ball, but an aggressive defence. We've seen it all evening. That player, and that time it was Ethan Blackadder, we've seen it with Havili, we've seen it with Plenty, is getting a defender at the same time. And the pass that should be held and not given is continued to be given, which is culminating in error after error after error. But I tell you what, we've got an entertaining 10 minutes somehow still in front of us in this boat.
We have, as the Pumas arrive for their match later on against Australia, just after 10 o'clock New Zealand time. Well, we thought inside the first 5 minutes, when we had a couple of tries, we'd maybe get plenty in the game. We've had none since.
So from a similar position, territory-wise, 7 or 8 minutes ago, South Africa, they went first option scrum penalty. With all the changes, they got some change out of it. The All Blacks will be aware that that's what they're after. They need to front in this zone to make them do something more creative.
Offside, 9 ball, offside.
Springboks trying to win the penalty, and they've done that.
You could almost write the book, Nisbo. So now it'll be a kick from Handré Pollard deep, and quite possibly a line-out drive to try and milk another penalty. Yes, it might be predictable, and yes, we can all see it, but at the moment it is, man, super effective.
That's not my side, mate, it was the other side.
Not such a good kick this time by Pollard, but the Springboks have the line-out throw. Time is running out.
And he does have the ability.
Space.
From a good 50 metres, Handré Pollard as well.
18.
So the All Blacks' discipline will have to be good. They'll be aware of his kicking capability.
They're going to come in. Sits his receiver.
Malcolm Marks lobs it in. Again, the All Blacks concede the throw.
Through the mark. No legs. Not yet.
Minimal progress here.
Okay, that's once line.
So that's the once, and now de Klerk will lob the kick up. McKenzie says, I'll do this, and even he can't pull it in. So the All Blacks have made another error under the high ball. Now here's Vincent Koch. It'll be there for de Klerk. Goes short to Kitsoff. Springboks just using their big beef. Van Staden.
Okay, 9, use it.
De Klerk once more.
Wow.
This time Barrett says, I'll do it. Can't quite get to it. Hacked away downfield by Hoskins Satutu. Pollard having to go all the way back. McKenzie surveying the scene, and a victory there for the All Blacks as Willie LaRue has to bang it into touch.
That's some sort of tactic. But again, they won the aerial contest, but unfortunately the bounce wasn't favourable. Hacked away by the All Blacks.
Tokiaho throws. Retallick delivers. Can they get something going through the back division? Terrific defence on Quintu Paia, who's there. Now they get a chance through Brad Weber. 15 metres away, snapped up by Tuangafasi. Ball's gone loose. And
Problem.
Here's Van Staden in the clear. Havili tries to make the tackle on him. Springboks getting there quickly. Here's another kick. Straight to McKenzie. Could open up here for Jordie Barrett. Lovely tackle on him, though. Springboks over the ball.
They've won it.
And they've won it. Here's Van Staden again. Great defence on him, though. For the All Blacks by Patrick Tuipulotu. Now Pollard, as the game starts to speed up. Jordie Barrett gets away. Now he feeds it off to Beauden Barrett. This is when the big players have to stand up. Now Retallick on the 10-metre line. Weber slings it away. McKenzie. Savia. Here's Hoskins Satutu. Puts boot to ball. The bounce will be interesting. Oh, it sits up nicely for LaRue, and he clears it away. And the game speeding up favours the All Blacks. But are they running out of time? Yes, they are.
Oh, well, again, they coughed it up, the All Blacks. And as it went out to Marco van Staden, as we see in shot here, I think the All Blacks will be grateful that he gravitated infield. He had two players on his outside that were in space. They managed to shut him down. This was the break from Weber. who's added some real energy since injecting himself into the game. From the ensuing ruck, the All Blacks turned it over, then the breakout from the Springboks. They then eventually kicked it away, out to Sotutu. Very good kick ahead. Billy LaRue's the last man back. He chases his own kick, applies pressure, and they get set to launch themselves towards trying to milk something into this game, towards winning the game.
Marco van Staden has made quite an impact. Never started a test match for the Springboks. Herschel Yankees is on in place of Faf de Klerk.
Where do they go, the All Blacks? Do they revert back to the maul that South Africa defended so well? Do they get into some phase play off a shortened line out? So many options, but execution is key.
Just another chapter in this great history between these two nations. And the All Blacks have blown another one. Here's Van Staden again. Goes hard at Tuingafasi. Now Yanchis feeds it off to Marks. They'll want to try and keep this in hand for as long as possible.
South Africa inside.
So they're inside the 22 as Yanchis gets it up. Barrett. Ball drops down. And it's on the Springbok side. Yanchis trying to dig it out. It's a knock-on advantage being played, so that'll go pretty quickly. Now this will set up for Beauden Barrett. Ioane hasn't got any space to play in today. Now it's with fullback LaRue. All Blacks over the top of it. They win a penalty.
Quintu Paia. Dare I say now what? Because we know that Jordie Barrett has the capability. He stepped forward straight away.
Post call.
Absolutely, distance is not a problem. The ones that he's kicked so far, if you've been taking notice, he's belted them to the top parts of the stand. So it's just about getting that angle right and delivering that blow that we all know he's capable of. Quintu Paia, brilliant over the ball, couldn't be moved, nice and stoic, creates the chance.
Tough kick, really tough kick. Looking good, and over.
Composure, rhythm, and pressure. He soaked it all up and delivered for the All Blacks. Now they need to think about securing the kickoff. Next most important job.
Pollard kicks off, 2 to go. Dragged in by Tuipulotu. Gets it to the ground.
Onside, please.
Now Weber. Tokiaho. Got to be careful not to concede a penalty.
Just step, please, props. Taken in 9.
So Weber lobs the kickoff downfield for Mullen Waits. Takes it nicely. Held up by Tuingafasi. No, it's Savia. Now Mostert. Waiting is Yanchis.
He's going to kick.
He's going to kick.
I can't believe it.
Hasn't quite got the distance though. Jordie Barrett, man of the moment. Brilliantly taken down by Jordie Barrett. I said the big players had to stand up, and he's done it. Now Webber slings it wide. Driving the box back down towards the 22. Now Pollard gets shut down. Nice tackle by McKenzie. Desperation stuff from both teams. Once again, Franco Mostert. 30 seconds remaining as Jantjies waits patiently. Surely the Boks are going to try and run this. Pollard hardly shoveled it on all day, but he does now. Here's Vermeulen out wide. Dragged down in the tackle of Situtu. There it is for Jantjies. Malcolm Marks. All Blacks over the ball, trying to turn it over. Can't do it though. Siren sounds. Ball knocked on. All Blacks will scramble this into touch. And Jordie Barrett will do the honours. And the game is over. And the All Blacks win the 100th test between the two countries.
Well, what a finale we had to a test match that was simply absorbing. Not a classic by any means. It certainly didn't rain tries, but it was punch, counter punch. It was methodical. Both teams trying to work their way through aggressive defence, trying to find a way to get enough ahead on the scoreboard to take the game away from the other. Neither could work it out. And eventually, in the dying moments, Jordie Barrett steps up for the All Blacks and gets the job done. Wow.
Unbelievable finish. There was 2 points in it at halftime. 13-11. 2 points in it at the end. 19-17. The two tries in the game both scored in the first 5 minutes. After that, it was penalty kicks. But the history of the All Blacks against the Springboks is littered with drama. Just add another chapter to that. Final score, 19-17, the All Blacks win.